Hi guys, it's Gareth here from Heartfelt Horsemanship. So I want to talk about a few rope skills, not in terms of roping a cow again, just in terms of the halter, the knots we use, the skills you need to be able to use with your horse to do the Heartfelt Horsemanship programs ground with, and a lot of the other natural horsemanship programs. A lot of conventional riders are only used to having these short little leather reins, and it takes a long time to adjust to dealing with all this extra rope, and that sometimes gets in the way of your horsemanship. A lot of people only get out to be with their horses a couple hours a week as opposed to every day. So I just want to give you some idea, first of all, the tying skills, and then after that I want to get to some rope skills to have that you can practice without your horse at home for a few minutes every day, that you don't fall behind and you keep building that muscle memory. But the first thing is, we often see people come to tie the halter in a very ineffective manner. Okay, so you'll get people coming in and they'll go to put the halter on the horse, they'll put their hand under the side and they'll throw it up and hope like hell it doesn't hit the horse in the eye, and then tie the halter on. Now, you might get away with it a whole bunch of times, but just once or twice where you smack that horse in the eye, they're not going to be very happy with you. So what I like is, first of all, when I walk up to my horse, I'll give him a scratch, get a secure rope on the end. Even if you've got a 12 foot, you can just hold that on the end there and get to the haltering. I'm going to show you something dreamy though. So when I go to halter my horse, I like to have everything set up perfectly. I'll come to my horse. Now a lot of people will say to me that the reason they throw it under is they're not as tall as me, or their horse is taller than my horse, whatever. Dreamy's only 15'1". The tallest horse I have is Danny, which is just on 16 hands, and Cherokee that are just on 16 hands. But no horse is ever taller than the tip of the ears. So when I go, I can slide that extra bit of rope around Dreamy's neck so he doesn't bolt while I'm doing this. Now no horse ever taller than the tip of the ears. I can slide my hand up and just ask him to drop his head for me. And literally be the height of a 7-year-old. Still get it done without throwing that rope halter over. And then start it up, tip his nose in towards me, tie my halter on. Much agreement there from Dreamy. Now, when I take my halter off, I set it up in a way to make that easier. Wasn't clear that time. I'll come a little closer to show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to show you one more time. My rope nice and organized. Okay. Come in, arm around the horse. I was on the ground, just put it under, I just drop that down and it's ready to go. And I'll come in and give them a forelock rub for a few minutes every time I catch my horse and every time I release them. So it's not just come and grab them and get to work. I'm going to give them affection. When I release them, I give them affection. Give them their dopamine, oxytocin. And you'll find your horse is not going to run away every time you go to catch them. Now in terms of how I tie that, come a little closer. Leave Jimmy to go about his day. Okay, so take my halter, take about 20 centimeters away from the end, I'll take a loop. So that 20 centimeters stays there and I'll take a loop thereafter through the ring on the halter. And I'll take that 20 centimeters and make that into a loop through the loop. Tie it up. Roll the rest of my rope up in equal loops and put it through the remaining little piece of hanger. Now it's good working exercise to practice rolling up your rope in equal sized loops without looking. Now when I go to get on my horse, put my arm under, bring his head down, drop that, and just pull on that section and my halter is ready to go. Show you again. Loop through the loop and pull to tighten. And this section that's next to that knot there is used as a hanger for the rope. The way I get my loops equal is without looking. So I'll take it to the full length of my arms, and every time I take it to the full length, it's going to come out same size loop. The reason we do that is so it doesn't get all tangled, which I'll show you shortly. There we go. And that gets hung up neatly. When you go fetch your horse, pull it out. It's not untangling all this rope. And the rope doesn't get a weird coil tension because it's in nice big loops. Now that's another thing that we would practice with a rope, is coiling it up in equal sized loops. And getting rid of the coil tension by throwing it out. Okay, we've got a nice flat pack there, so when I throw it out, it doesn't get tangled. Get my arms out at full length, wrap it around, flat on my hand, wrap around again, flat on my hand, wrap around again, flat on my hand, and then when I chuck it out, I'm just holding with my thumb on the one that's going to stay with me. Okay, let me step back a little and get a view of the rope going out. In terms of other things to practice without your horse, just having your rope at home, sitting in front of the or standing in front of the TV and watching. You've got the throwing out the rope and just getting used to it. If you're doing that, you should be practicing it from both sides, throwing on both hands. That is very challenging. Do it with your left and right hand. Just get used to having this long rope move through your hands. Get comfortable with it. Okay, now in terms of our groundwork, there's a number of things we want to be able to get used to doing. One of them is swinging the rope without tangling it. So I keep the belly of the rope on the ground if I'm swinging my rope, either to get the horse out in a circle or to disengage the hindquarters or to work on your desensitizing. Now if I had my belly of the rope on the ground and my arm is limp and not all that expressive, and I start swinging it, there's a strong chance that it starts tapping the other piece of the rope and gets tangled. That problem goes away if you work with your arm out straight. Have the belly of the rope there. Straightening your arm brings the angle that this rope hangs at away, so that when you swing, you can swing for days without it getting tangled up. Now again, you're going to practice this without your horse so that you're not smacking the horse or really confusing the horse while you're getting used to it. Again, I will straighten my arm out, swing overhand because it makes it more accurate. Practice swinging that a little bit. We're talking 15 minutes a day. Most people don't get much time with their horses, so practice your rope skills at home, get really good with it. In terms of the riding stuff, you can practice what we call the anti-flight checks. The big thing to practice is about being slow and using your body first. So even without the horse, I'll keep my legs open. For what we do as a one-rein stop, we always start with our seat. We'll sit down, breathe out, our feet go forward, and we lift our arms up straight. This arm is level with the shoulders and dead center between your shoulders. Then you will slide one finger and one thumb down halfway down the thickness of the horse's neck. That hand stays level. Close one finger at a time, make a fist. The other hand comes down to the mane, and this comes to your thigh. Pick a solid point on your thigh that you're going to use every time. When the horse stands still and bends, you're going to release. Practicing this to be slow will stop you rushing when you're on the horse. And when you rush when you're on the horse, you cause a brace. Okay, same with the other side. I'll practice all the way through. Try and get the positioning as if you're on a horse, so that it makes it an effective muscle memory, that when you get up there it's making sense. Now the reason that we stab to one point rather than just bend them around anywhere, what happens when you hold out here, humans have very poor spatial perception. So we think we're holding in one place, but we could be giving to the horse when it's pulling on us, or taking from them when they are giving to us. So they give to us, and instead of giving a release, we take more because we think our hand's staying still, but it's not. So I use, for the one-rein stop, halfway between my knee and my hip on the front side of my thigh, and I stab it and hold it steady until the horse gives me release. Then for the hindquarter disengagement, I actually move my legs to where they're going to be when I'm using my legs. So I'll look back to the hip, slide my leg back, lift my arm up straight exactly like I did for the one-rein stop, slide down exactly like I did for the one-rein stop, but bring it to my belly button, and then step around when the horse moves his hind end. Okay, we call this cowboy tai chi, really for the fact we want it to be moving slowly. So we want it to mimic, like when you see guys do their tai chi, they will rock down, bring their hands up, and slowly, methodically go through every movement. We want to mimic that so that we don't get the horse bracing and not responding to our cues. Okay, so hindquarter disengagement on this side. I'll look back to the hip, slide my leg back and put it on. Arm up, slide down. Goes one finger at a time, make a fist, include your pinky, bring it to your belly button, other one comes down, and your horse will step around. For the backup, we sit deep, chin up, our legs come slightly forward and give a little bit of a vibration. You lift one arm up in the middle, exactly like I did for the others. This is the only time we pick up on two reins because the horse isn't moving forward. We'll slide down, drop that extra bit of rein, take a rein in each hand, close fists, bring your elbows over your hips, not past your hips. When we pass our hips, we hollow our back, and that'll make your horse hollow. So we only get to there. If you got to there and your horse didn't respond, we can go further out, but we don't want our back to hollow. Now for the steering, when we want our horse to go to the left, we're going to look to the left, point our belly button to the left, which puts our weight on the outside seat bone. Then we'll put outside leg forward of the girth, lift the rein up in the middle like we did for all the other cues, and just point and slide along there. Now remember, this is your anti-flight checks. This is not your finesse riding, and it isn't even your foundation riding. Foundation riding, once we get going, we want the horse to listen to our leg. If they still don't listen, yes, we'll lift up and point, but within a couple of hours your horse should be listening to your leg, if you're being consistent by using it first. So that in the other direction, look, point the belly button, outside leg forward of the girth, inside leg off, lift, and point where you want to go. And your horse will step around. Great, hope those are helpful. If you have any questions or any other things you want in the videos, please drop us a message in the comments or drop us an email. We really appreciate if you hit like on the videos. If you like the videos, they get fed to more people, and if you agree with our principles, you would agree that we need to make this the new normal. You guys can help by hitting like.